All right. So we'll give it a couple of seconds just to make sure that everybody gets here from advertisement land. In the meantime, I see Mind and Body Co., Boots and Bounty Homestead. Wow, it has been a while. Hardneck Farms, Southern Ohio Prepping, Jim Buddy at Gemini Homestead, and Firefly Farm. That's Lori. Good to see you all. Let's see. Yep, there's Boots and Bounty.
Lori says she's headed home. Hey, Christy Betts.
Hi, Christy.
As you guys can tell, Brett is at work tonight, so we're doing the crazy Streamyard live stream.
So far, things have been, I don't want to say the Q word. We haven't been very busy today. We did get a little bit of a rainstorm, but that's not associated with the storm. Hey, Shelly. Good to see you.
No, we do have some moisture off the Gulf coming through. We got a little bit of rain here while I was bringing Abby to work, but nothing major. It's tropical looking.
Garden State Gardener. Simple Preparedness. Hey, Brett. It's Brett.
Oh, God. Yeah. You get the biggest kick out of that.
Yeah, no, there's not too many Bretts in the world, so or not that I know. Art Homestead is here. Yeah, so far I just ate, so I've got a little gotta clear my throat. But yeah. Hey, Barb. So far looks like we might be in the clear on this one. Maybe not so good for other friends on the Gulf Coast. Looks like every time there's an update, it seems that the path is pushing it farther and farther east away from us, which is good news for us, especially here in Lake Charles in the city, because today, 1 year ago today, about this time actually, I went live from out in the back parking lot, showing that the trees along the back fence, which the fence is not there anymore, the trees were starting to really blow around because Hurricane Laura came through that night. Hurricane Laura came through as a strong Category 4 hurricane.
Almost Category 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, it's showing it's going to hit between New Orleans and Baton Rouge.
When still, it's always just a best guess. You know how it is with the weather.
Right. We are still in the cone of uncertainty. We are on the outer edge of it this round so far, but Christine Beadle says she's in Morgan City. So yeah, you guys are on that end of it. Mississippi.
Yeah.
Danny and Wanda from Deep South are also in that area, and I think Goss Mania as well.
Well, that's the trouble. We don't want to pray that we don't want to just pray that the cone changes, because that affects other people. We want to pray that the hurricane gets just wiped out. That's our prayer.
Right. Ban Everything says news I just watched showed it hitting well west of New Orleans, according to most models. Well, west of New Orleans is us.
Well, I mean, we're on the other end of the state.
Right.
That's quite a distance. So
yeah.
Remember,
Sherry said they're saying they're on the bad side of the storm. Yes, very, very bad side of the storm.
Yeah. For Hurricane Laura, the worst of it came right through here in the city of Lake Charles. Our homestead is 20 miles east, and we didn't get hit quite as bad. So that's only 20 miles. So there can be, there's a whole lot of variation there. We all just need to be prepared for sure.
The east side of the storm is not usually as bad, but we don't know. That's the whole thing, is we never know. Because
The,
when Delta came through,
the east side is usually the worst
I said that
because
backwards.
because of the way it spins. It's pulling. It's
Right, I
pulling
said it
the
backwards.
moisture. Hmm.
The west side is normally not as bad.
And Delta was the opposite.
Yeah, Delta was the exception to the rule.
Hmm. Hurricane Delta came through pretty much the same path as Hurricane Laura 6 weeks later.
Yeah, but that spared our homestead too, with it being the opposite of what it normally is.
Right. We did get flooding though. We got some
Yes.
flooding home. The floodwaters it was just not even. I think it was less than an inch before getting into the beehives.
Yeah, it was pretty close.
It was real close.
Yeah, I could see the water. You could see the watermarks on the bottom of the beehives, and it was awfully close to getting in. Which that's something we're gonna probably be working on tomorrow.
And I gotta
Is
fill gas cans too.
huh?
'Cause, I have to fill gas cans.
Well,
Because
yeah.
a Facebook friend of mine in the DeRidder area said that DeRidder is all out of water and gas. People have
Lake
bought it.
Charles is out of water.
Not all of Lake Charles, unless people found it. Because went to Albertsons this morning and they still had plenty.
Well, people are posting all over on Facebook. There's water here, and within 30 minutes to an hour, it's gone.
Yeah, yeah.
So
People are panicking, and to some degree, I get it. But at the same time, that's why we preach preparedness, because you know we have stuff constantly stocked up at home, enough to get through emergencies, and so we don't have to fight those crowds in
Right.
the least. And
Well,
it takes that little bit of pressure off the system too, so the people who do need it can get it.
Christy said, "Yeah, wow, stuff out already." Yeah, actually, people started. I call it panic buying. Yesterday, because as soon as the tracks start coming out, especially after last year, everybody in this area is, pretty much has hurricane PTSD. So, even
know,
the thought of a storm coming here throws everybody into, I don't want to say panic mode, but it's prepared mode, because everybody starts going out, making sure that they have batteries for their flashlights, making sure your gas cans are filled up, make sure you have extra water and, non-perishable foods. The gas cans are obviously for the generators. I'm pretty sure just about every household in this area has a generator. So, whether it's propane or gas cans, you've got to have fuel for that generator. So, we're fortunate we have a generator that will run off of either or. So we can, we have a couple of propane bottles that we could run from, and we also have several gas cans. The one thing we were supposed to do is set up the big propane bottle to connect to the generator, and we haven't done that yet.
Yeah, we haven't put in that fitting yet, that connection. So
Hey, Albany Mountain.
we'll be all right. There's a lot of people that I haven't said hello to. How to Garden, El Skippy.
Yeah, I missed a bunch of.
Sherry McMillan, we said hi. There was one, I forget who it was.
Um,
Gardner Josh.
Shelly said we had to drive almost to Mississippi last year for gas after a few days. We were fortunate here.
And Garden State Gardener. I didn't say hi.
Our local gas station was able to continuously get fuel. So we didn't have an issue getting fuel. It was standing in line to go get fuel.
Yeah, we were pretty fortunate. The little store, the one little store we have in our hometown was it was new, and the owners were like all about making sure that it was staying full of fuel and food and water and everything. And they were also taking care of the utility workers, the electrical guys.
Yeah, the utility workers were actually stationed in an open field across the street. Um, they had tents and things like that set up for the utility workers, and plenty of room for parking. And the guy at the gas station, the brand new gas station right across the street, was opening the station up early for him to be able to for the utility trucks to be able to get in and fuel up first thing in the morning.
You see what
From what I'm
Boots of Bounty says down there? A tropical storm that came up the Tennessee River in October 2019. That is weird.
Huh.
I'm not even sure where the Tennessee River is, but it sounds like it's really far inland.
Ban everything posted. Hang on. I'm going back. It says Laura did nearly $10,000 in damage to the home I was in, and we lost all cell service, landlines, and radio stations. I used one of my very sensitive AM radios to get news.
Wow.
I don't know where they're at.
I believe, if I remember correctly, ban everything is on the other end of the state, like East Louisiana.
Oh, is it?
How did they have the ability to keep fuel and others couldn't?
Well,
This
he is.
particular one, the roads were clear, and if there was too much traffic, then the sheriff's deputies were they were escorting the 18-wheelers down back roads to get to this store, because this store was feeding. People were coming in from all over the place to this one little store, and it just happened to be the one that's only 2 miles from our house.
Well, the reason for it is because they were housing the utility workers right across the street. That was that was basically the outpost for the utility workers. So they were trying to make sure that the gas and diesel fuel got to those trucks because they were needed all over the Lake Charles area.
Ban everything is right above Alexandria. I was wrong.
Oh, wow.
Farmer Sun Prepping is here. Broussard Homestead. Making crafts out of jack-o'-lanterns. That's cool.
All the way up in Alexandria.
Guess what?
See you later.
I'll be back.
False alarm.
Oh, yeah, hopefully I'll be back pretty quick. All right.
Okay, guys. That sound meant that Brett had to go. He is out. He's going to be out on a fire call. He's got to drive the fire truck. So my husband knows a guy in Lake Charles still having to live in a motel because of the last one. I'm curious to see a flyover before this one comes. How many still have blue roofs? A lot. There are several homes in the Lake Charles area that they have no windows, no doors. They're stripped down to stud walls. There's a lot of people that are waiting on insurance companies, and even contractors. Contractors are hard to get a hold of because there's so much still to be done in the Lake Charles area. So, I mean, even we live in a mobile home, and, to get somebody to come out and do siding or, even trailer skirting, I've been told that, to order like the trailer skirting, you can order it, but you're looking at about 8 weeks before the materials even come in. So yeah. The contractors, they're doing the best they can. However, there's so much work to be done, and there's still a lot, even around this area, there's still a lot of blue tarps on roofs. We had a pop-up storm come through just a couple of days ago where the wind got kind of heavy, and there was people here in the Lacassine area that the tarps are coming off their roof. So It's kind of crazy. It is a long time to wait for materials. They're blaming that on the lack of production due to um, COVID, and just lack of materials altogether. So, and the high demand for materials. I mean, the price of lumber is sky high, and let me turn my phone off. It just, I don't know. Yeah. As far as Cameron Parish, I haven't seen a whole lot on the news about them. They're further south. They are on the Gulf. I don't think Cameron really existed. I think there's the one store that was down in that area along Holly Beach and stuff. They rebuilt, but there's not many people, out there. A lack of truck drivers too. Yes. Got to be hard to have a tarp roof and know a storm is coming. Yeah, it's really no, it's hard just to know that another storm could be coming to this area. Like I said, we've all got a little bit of PTSD from the last storm and or storms, but this area has been hit by 4 major disasters. Just last year alone, we had two hurricanes. Laura being a category 4, almost a category 5. Then we had Hurricane Delta. Then we had the crazy freeze thing, Snowmageddon, for a week and a half, I believe. And then in May we had what they're calling a 1,000-year flood event, which Lake Charles got a third of their annual rainfall in like right under 6 hours. So yeah, it's just been one thing after another. So all the people that were rebuilding after the storms, a lot of them, their homes got flooded again in May. So it was take it back down and rebuild it again. It's just been crazy. I need to put some duct tape on that tarp. Honey, I don't know. I don't know about you, but duct tape is not going to hold through 150 mile an hour winds. It's just not going to happen. Yeah, we are seeing some definite shortages in the stores right now, but I don't think that has to do with anything other than the storms. The minute this track came up and we were even considerably in the cone, people went out and I know water, Gatorade, sports drinks, and all that kinds of stuff, it's gone. As of yesterday, they said Sam's opened fully stocked, and by yesterday afternoon, they were bone dry. There is not a case of water anywhere to be found in Sam's in Lake Charles. And the water thing is just because people know to stock up water for after the storms, because a lot of times we're under boil advisories and things like that, which we have plenty of water stocked up here. But we also, thanks to one of our viewers, we have an Alexa Pure water filter system. So that's going to be on my list of to-dos, is get that ready and make sure it's cleaned and ready to go, for after the storms. I know Abby is not looking forward to the storms. She did a lot of work after the last 2, just with the power outages and things like that. Washing clothes by hand and, just little things like that. She was a trooper. She really helped, but it's a lot of work. Pepsi has been delivering mostly water this week. That I'm not surprised. The storms add extra stress on a thin supply line. Yep. Local Walmart closed for COVID super cleaning and won't open until Saturday morning. There's been a lot of that going on. I'm not sure exactly what that's for and whatnot. Yeah, the bad thing is the flooding that just happened in Tennessee. The storm is going to go right over them, and from what I'm hearing is some of these meteorologists are talking about the possibility of this thing slowing down once it makes landfall and just kind of lingering over the area for a while. That sometimes is worse than the high winds, because that's when you get the really heavy downfalls of rain. So you get lots and lots of flash flooding with those things. Teresa, my house insurance is canceled. My policy and no one. They are writing policies. Well, I don't know about writing new policies, but ours renewed. But we were fortunate. We didn't have a whole heck of a lot of damage, but yeah, it's definitely more damage than I wanted. The ground gets too wet, then the trees uproot easier. Exactly. Hey, Sean. Brett will be back. He is here. Well, he was here. He got a fire call, so he had to skedaddle out. He'll be back pretty shortly, hopefully. Hopefully it was just a false alarm and he didn't leave us here for hours. Let's see. Yeah, see, I've learned I don't read Bub's comments out loud. I will read them quietly to myself. That's just lesson learned. Few places closed for inventory. Weird. Now I know somebody said I've been connecting through a lot of Facebook things, and there's a place about 5 miles west of here, and it used to be a mall. It was a small mall, but after the hurricanes, the building got some damage, obviously through the storms and stuff. And the building itself, I believe, was sold, and now it belongs to FEMA. And somebody said this morning that it was full of cars and or full of vehicles. And I think what it is they're using that right now as a station area, getting ready to roll out some type of FEMA aid, I guess. I don't know. It might be for utility workers. I don't know what it is, but it seems odd to me that they would be stationing in the cone of uncertainty. I don't know. Are y'all coming to Kentucky? Probably not. On that note, we wanted to be able to go to the picnic. However, our homestead sitter, and now she does not have COVID, but I think she said 13 members of her family have tested positive and are sick with COVID. So she has been directly exposed. So that puts us with no one to take care of our animals while we're gone. So I don't know. I don't think we're going to be able to make it up to Kentucky, because then we have nobody here to feed our chickens and rabbits and things like that. Cat, stuff like that. So we're probably going to have to bow out this year, and hopefully be able to do the trip next year. So Walmart stores decided to quit keeping a lot of back stock in their stores. Huh. Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. 4 gallons of salsa? My goodness. That wouldn't last long in my house, though. Abby, if there is salsa in my house, the kid will find a bag of chips and it's gone. Isn't there another hurricane expected after this one? I'm not even sure. I don't know at this point. Um, my main focus is one at a time. um, hey, Lori. Sean's waving from across the lake. Some store workers have wait. Whoa. Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard that there's a lot of things just sitting in the back, and they're not putting things out. I've heard people talking about the toy section being shorter or shortened, and freezers and coolers being put into the toy section. One thing I did hear about that though is they're trying to do a local delivery out of Walmart, so that because of COVID, you can order something and it's delivered to your door within that day or whatever, and they need the extra coolers for that product, for cool products. Do you think another hurricane is brewing behind this one that's coming? Oh boy, we don't need another repeat of last year. We definitely don't need another one. We had sticks for toys as a child. Southern Blessed, hey guys. You had an awesome visitor this past week. I was so jealous. I have to say I was kind of jealous. But and Miss Patty's here, the tinkerer's wife. That Miss Patty. So Patty's here, and so is Patty Mac from Southern Blessed. That's the only way to keep track of it. Not sure exactly how long Brett's going to be. If it's a false alarm, it could be a few minutes. If it's an actual fire, it could be hours. So searching Sabrina. Hey guys, how are you? Hopefully you guys are doing well this evening. Kate, Sean, we need to keep Kate in our prayers. I know David hasn't been feeling well. He's having a lot of trouble. And Kate has been going back and forth taking care of her parents. And she doesn't complain at all by any means. But I know she's stretched pretty thin on those accounts. So, yeah. I think David's having a lot of issues and just overall not feeling well. I definitely don't want to put out anything, definite. I don't know exactly what's going on with him. I need to call him. I need to call her because I think she sent Brett a message tonight, letting him know that she wouldn't be on the live tonight. Kate is amazing. Yeah. Kate doesn't think about herself much at all. Kate's kind of like me. She takes care of everybody else. But, at some point you have to remind yourself to take care of you. And after my surgery, definitely, reminded me of that. Okay. Yeah, definitely praying for David and Kate. I'm not sure exactly what David's health issues are. I know he has COPD, but I know Kate's parents aren't doing the greatest either. It's her dad, I believe, that's having some cognitive issues just because of his age. So would appreciate prayers here. Going through withdrawals from a medication overdose. Definitely praying, Maddie. My goodness. Wow. That's rough. What I've been doing is I've been going through the live stream afterwards and adding to the prayer list. I'm going to write on this piece of paper because I don't really think it matters. But this is our hurricane preparedness guide. It came from Lake Charles Fire, but I'm writing a prayer list on the back of it. So Cajun Homestead. Hey, here we go again, tying stuff down. Yeah, tomorrow morning when Brett comes home, we are going to we're going to be tying down the beehives and getting those prepped again for the storm. And he will be told again to tie down the porch. The porch and the AC unit for sure are going to get tied down. Other than that, it's pretty much spending all of our time packing as much loose things from the yard as we can into the shed. So, and Brett is back.
Hello. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. Hang on.
It doesn't matter.
Nah.
All you had to do is drag it over. You still haven't figured that out, huh?
You can drag it?
Yeah. Prayer list or part.
Well, crap. All right, Gary.
Okay, yes, we were talking one of the things on the list, Brett, for tomorrow ahead of the storm is tie down the porch.
Oh, yes, dear.
Will you have to move the beehives? No, the beehives are staying where they are. We have tie downs and ratchet straps that we strap them down in. You know, they're tied down into the ground, and
that's something we need to do a quick video on.
Yeah, I guess so.
Easy way to tie down. Yeah, because when we talked about that before, Sean said you have to do a video on that.
So you want to show tying down the bees?
Yeah.
Or tying down the porch?
Tie down the bees? Who's going to look up tying down a porch?
Just saying.
Well, you got people started with the tie down the porch.
That's going to be our new hashtag. Brett, tie down the porch. Yeah, don't forget the porch. It will cost $100,000 to build a new one with the price of lumber. Yeah. Sabrina, I did get your prayer request, by the way. Do you tie down the beehive at night? No.
A lot of people said hi when I got here. So hi, everybody. That's so many people.
We just put on a bee suit and do it as quickly as possible.
Yeah, it's hot. We try not to die.
Well, tomorrow we're going to be adding a box to one of the hives and tying them down. So,
yeah,
that would be a great T-shirt, tie-dye with a porch.
Wait, where's that? Who said that? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Right. There you go. There's your title: Tying Down Beehives Pre-Hurricane.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, we need to do, I guess, some videos on how we prep for the hurricanes because they seem to be a yearly thing now.
Look at Brooke.
Hey, Brooke.
Now, I don't know if you guys saw the video that I shared in my community tab today. It was
I
something
didn't
about
even
the
know you posted anything.
history of Lake Charles, origins of how Lake Charles got its name, something
Mm.
something along those lines. The guy, his name is Jimmy Patin. I'm at oh, hang on, Jimmy Kartin, and that's a channel, and he said he was going to be here tonight. Something must have come up, but he's got 300 and some subscribers. You should be able to find his channel. Maybe you can. I don't know if you have. Uh, can you look that up or no, Amy?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. That'll take me 10,
Okay.
15 minutes. I'm not good with this.
Let me see. I can actually do that on my phone, I think. So I would like.
You don't have your laptop?
I do. But if I only have the one screen, just give me a second.
So do I. Okay. Shelly said I had to take the plastic off my cheapo greenhouse. That sucker flipped once already this year. I've since cut off cheapos in the ground and wired them to the frame. We actually did that last year with our chicken tractor. We put rebar into the ground on all four corners, and it still flipped it over and wadded it up like a sheet of paper. So these hurricanes are no joke, I promise.
Jimmy.
Sean in Alaska is here.
Okay. So I put Jimmy's link in the chat. I would love it for you guys to go and check out his channel, watch a video, and let him know that Broussard Homestead sent you. I would greatly appreciate that. This is a guy, it turns out, I just came across him on Facebook, on YouTube, watched his video, and I thought it was really cool, and I was like, wait a second, I think I know that guy. And turns out it's someone that I knew way back when I worked at Walmart 20 years ago. So we started chatting, and I thought it would be pretty cool if we could send people over and what he's got talent, and he's only got like 350 subscribers. I don't know how long he's really been at it, but anyhow, I thought it would be pretty cool. Just let him know we sent you. How do you join our channel? Is that what you mean? How do you become a member?
I don't know, but I didn't want to interrupt you either.
Right.
As far as joining our channel, it would be going to our channel page on YouTube and clicking the join button and follow the instructions from there. I don't know if he's asking maybe to join the panel up on screen.
Oh, we'll have to do that one night. We're not prepared to do that really tonight. We weren't expecting to do it.
Yeah, Sabrina and Chris were sitting outside in a fireworks tent during a hurricane strength winds.
Oh, you're braver than
I think
me.
I remember seeing something about that, a video or a live stream that she had done, and thinking, what on earth? Oh,
I
my
didn't want to
goodness.
be in this firehouse, and that's where I was last year.
Yeah.
Oh, how do you become a member? None you want. You can't do it on iPhone,
on a phone.
apparently. There's a
you have to be on a laptop or a computer. Yeah.
There's Jimmy. He just joined the chat.
Awesome.
Speak of the devil. Or maybe he was here. Oh no, he says just getting here. I see it up there now. Okay.
Wait, somebody said Monica, welcome. Who? I missed something.
Monica PM, prayers for y'all in North Louisiana.
So not expecting a whole lot, but praying this will fizzle out. I wouldn't dismiss it too much.
Yeah.
North Louisiana got hit pretty hard with Laura last year, so
If
in
I'm not
some
mistaken,
places,
it was still a Category 1 when it hit the Louisiana-Arkansas border,
I believe so. Yeah,
which is crazy. Gardner's Pharmacy. Kip is here. Good to see you, buddy. Van is
the
running.
van is
So am
running.
I.
So am I.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Don't don't waste any time, dude.
Can we
If
put a link? Yeah, that's what he's asking. Can we put a link to the membership? Let me see if I know how to do
don't,
that.
no, the only way I know how to do that is it just brings you to our main page where the join button is for everyone except for iPhone users.
Are you sure?
No, but that's the only way that I've found to do it. Good that you're prepared, Monica. We all should be. I was saying that way early,
No.
early in the chat tonight, or in the stream tonight, that Amy and I, and most of you here in the chat, I'm sure, stay prepared. We stay prepared for emergencies year round, all the time. And not only does that give us a leg up, but it also takes the burden off of the system, so that people who don't stay prepared, there's more likely to be product on the shelves for them. Not everyone has the ability to stay prepared.
Oh, wait. The link to your memberships is in the monetization section of your YouTube with super chats. Ha! I did not know that. See? You need to get with Courtney and figure out all the smart stuff.
Yes, I do, because I'm like one step above North Shore Preparedness when it comes to tech.
Oh, that's pretty low.
I'm just picking at him. Picking at you, Sean. I love you, buddy. You talk funny, but I still love you.
We're talking about North Shore Preparedness, Sean, not Sean in Alaska, because they're both in here.
Oh, Sean in Alaska? He still owes you some salmon, doesn't he?
I know, right? Got tired of waiting. I had to go buy my own.
Tinker's wife says on the Android, the join is there. The join button is there.
Yeah, for whatever reason on iPhone it is not.
I don't know.
But Android has Google Play, whereas iPhone is a whole different system. I don't know.
Yeah. Whatever. Wait, I cussed on Sean's stream? I don't remember. I probably did, but
Look, we're aggravating both the Seans. Oh, this is great. No, I actually got a pretty decent deal on salmon at Walmart the other day, which I know it's probably not the best salmon, but for what, $30, I made five or six meals for me and Abby. So that's usually what we cook when Britt's at work, and it's just me and Abby here by ourselves.
yeah, so I miss out. You got to help me out, Sean, in Alaska.
Sorry.
Gary B says, as bad as y'all got hit last year, be best if the track continues east. Oh yeah, for sure. Although that put me deeper in bed zone, 80 miles east of New Orleans. Yeah. Yeah, Lake Charles got smoked. If I get a chance, maybe in the morning. No. I got to prepare for another storm. Never mind. I was going to say maybe I could go out and get some footage of some things that are just still messed up a year later. I don't know that I have the time for that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what Shelly was saying. She would like to see an aerial view to see how many blue roofs are still on houses and stuff today, which I think KPLC is getting some footage of that um, for their 1 year anniversary of Laura. But um,
Sabrina, yes, yes, you can. We've done it on our other channel.
it's not just the blue roofs though. There's a lot of buildings that are still just gone.
Some are just
Some
being torn down because they're too far gone.
right. Some are down to stud walls, and if a hurricane comes through when you've got stud wall buildings, I mean, the wind just comes in and blows them out. So we have Kentucky salmon. It's called catfish. Yeah, we have catfish here. I'm a fish eater though. I like almost any kind of fish.
And see,
Almost
I'm not big on fish, but I love shrimp.
because you're weird.
I'll take it. Can't really argue with that.
No. Sabrina asked if you can use Streamlabs with
Without 1K, yes. Yeah, that's what I was answering. Yeah, you can.
okay.
We've done that. Hey, there's Nunya, Texas. Awesome.
Awesome.
Good to have you. Enjoy your custom emojis.
Which on StreamYards don't show in the chat. So not for us anyway.
That's why I bring up my YouTube chat and put it over the top of the StreamYard chat.
Well, I can't do that because I don't have the.
Sabrina's asking about Streamlabs. I just realized that. I believe so. I don't use Streamlabs. We use StreamYard. And we have used StreamYard on our other channel, which doesn't have 1,000 subscribers yet.
There's a different one that Courtney uses too. I don't remember the name of it.
Melon is the name of it. She was talking about how she didn't like it though. So I don't know.
Okay, people are making me hungry. They're talking about shrimp and fish and okay. We have small towns and wells running out of water here in Oregon.
Oh,
That's due to the drought, right, Patty?
I bet, yeah.
You guys have definitely been in our prayers. There has been some crazy weather phenomenons this year. Between the droughts and the earthquakes and wildfires and floods, and it's crazy that one side of the country is flooding and the other side is bone dry.
If I didn't know any better, which I don't, I would think that because people are getting away from following the Lord, that his protection isn't here anymore.
Mm-hmm. Fish tacos. I don't think I've ever eaten a fish taco.
I don't know that. I don't think I have. I would try it.
I don't know. Oh, Courtney said melon may be cheap, but it's horrible.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. See, we're still using the free version of StreamYard. We got the goofy, or it's up in that corner above Amy.
Yeah.
The StreamYard logo.
Drop said, yeah, he's talking about the grand solar minimum. Yep.
Yeah.
Maximum, minimum, whatever.
Grand solar minimum.
Yeah. Absolutely right, Sabrina. The book of Revelation right before our eyes. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I think about that a lot when I open up Facebook and I'm scrolling through looking at the craziness that's happening. The absolute craziness. People are attacking each other and, so divided and just absolute pure craziness. It's sad. It really is. And then the craziness in the weather, and for crying out loud, we had locusts this year.
Yeah, if it's not biblical.
Right? That's like only that's like the horror stories that you read in the Bible as a kid. It's like, uh-uh. That's things nightmares are made of. Thank God we didn't have like horrible like raids of them here, but I had seen some stories and
A Fishes and Loaves Life just got here. Little Frenchie in Big Texas just got here. I'm so excited to see everyone. Not only the weather, but the way people are these days. They are obsessed with themselves more than ever before. Yeah,
yeah,
some of these narratives in the mainstream media, if you stop and say these things out loud, you might realize how crazy they are. The
yeah.
ideas that the unjabbed people are okay. I'm not going to go that route today, but it's not our fault, people. Come on.
Well, it's the division. No matter what it's for, it's somebody is divided by something,
That's right.
and that's where the craziness is. I don't care what it's for, whether it's political, whether it's race, whether it's religion, whether it's a virus or injection of some kind, or the division is getting to be very, very noticeable, very noticeable. And I don't watch mainstream news or anything like that, but just seeing the division between friends and families, and I don't know.
Sometimes, sometimes here at the firehouse in the day room, somebody's got the TV on, whatever, uh, and I notice because I never watch on purpose unless it's weather, and even then, I like to get my weather information elsewhere. But just the TV playing, and in commercials, in news, in some even some TV shows, just the blatant propaganda. And if you're listening to that or watching it all the time, and that's part of your life, you're not going to notice that. And there's a lot of people that don't, and it makes me very sad.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's what I was telling my captain today. Sometimes this just being aware is so exhausting. Sometimes it would be nice to. I don't want to be that way, but like sometimes it feels like it would just be nice to be blissfully unaware.
Right.
I mean, we're to the point now
I
that
don't watch the news, but I can't avoid their narrative headlines. I just scroll by like their ads are rude people. Yeah, but you're still seeing it, and just I don't know.
we're to the point now that some doctors are refusing to see people that don't have the jab. That, my friends, is a violation of their oath.
Exactly, Christy. Feel like I need to be out in the woods for a few days just listening for God's voice. Exactly. Yeah. Yep. And some mornings, there's some days I refuse to get on Facebook until well into the afternoon, just for the simple fact that I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. I don't, I'm tired of it. I love getting up early in the morning when because that's my me time, my quiet time, and sit on the back porch, watch the sunrise, and just there's almost no noise. It's great. Every once in a while, you can still hear the traffic noise from the interstate, if there's a north wind blowing, but it's usually pretty quiet.
We uh, we were out watching butterflies. Yes, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday.
Hmm.
Falling frogs. Yeah.
Yeah, I read that. I was like, yeah, okay, we don't need any more craziness.
We're coming up on an hour, so I know I
Wow.
wasn't here for part of it, but I'm gonna have to. I am still on the clock, so I don't like to spend more than an
Oh,
hour here on YouTube while I'm on the clock. But just know that we say big prayers for all of you guys.
Michigan
We
Daffodil,
know that you
definitely
do. You return
praying
the
for
favor.
those, praying for those in the Middle East, in Afghanistan and that area.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, John, we were just signing off, but it's good to see you.
John's always late, always late. Yeah, Michigan. It's been really cool to sit back and we've got some passion vine that are in bloom. So the butterflies have been all over the place. The bees, I had a bee try to fly in my mouth today. That sucker, I don't know.
We were
He
on the
was
phone.
yeah.
I was on the phone with her and I heard it. I could hear the bee.
You changed your time, not me. Sorry, John.
We did. We had to because of Abby's work schedule.
Yeah, which I'll have to go here shortly and go pick her up from work. Um,
Oh my goodness. D.
yep, I started to read it out loud, and thank God I didn't.
Hey, Mama Z, glad you made it. We're getting ready to sign off though. So sorry. So guys, if you're gonna leave your chat open
Definitely,
for
Shelley.
prayer requests, Amy.
Yeah, my chat will stay open. I'm gonna go through the chat and make sure that I've got everything from the whole live stream.
Okay,
But
guys. So
if you have a prayer request, please put it in the chat.
yeah, we did change our time. It has to do with Abby's work schedule. Just starting at 7 p.m. Central just works out better for us. So
Well,
that's
for the time being, yeah.
yeah.
Patty,
All
you are
right.
definitely in our prayers. Keep me posted on how things are going. Hopefully, it gets better for you pretty quickly.
All right.
Sean's going to start changing his clock every day. Then he's going to be really confused.
Nunya, thanks for joining our channel tonight. We appreciate that. And all of you that are already members of our channel, we appreciate you. And if you're a subscriber, we appreciate you too. Thank you all. God bless.
Hopefully, we will be back next week with a really good update to say that we are okay and safe, and we will definitely keep everybody posted as far as this storm and what's going down. Tied on the porch. Sabrina threw me.
Oh boy.
Okay. Yeah. Hopefully, we'll get some footage of what we're tying down for this upcoming storm, and how we do hurricane prep and things like that. But
And prayers for
please,
everybody on the Gulf Coast for sure.
yes, please keep everyone in the path of this storm in your prayers.
All righty.
Got you,
Signing
Shelly.
off again.
Good night, guys. Have a great week, and we will see you guys next week, if not before.
God bless.